Hey, what is up everyone? So for today, I have been battling with FedEx the whole entire time. They delivered my package and then they messed up on the delivery. Then I contacted FCP Euro to be able to get my order back here. And then they said, okay, we'll ship it to one of their access points. So they shipped it to the nearest access point. If you guys didn't know by the title of this video, we are changing my injectors because although I feel like they're fine, there has been some weird things going on, and I think maybe the fuel system is now needing to be maintained. I have to go through these one by one because again, so you see this, how would I say, like this mounting position for this, these are supposed to be, for mine, are more of an oval square shape. So basically here's flat where it would kind of look like a rectangle, I guess. Well, there's some N55 injectors that have a literal square shape, and that's the difference, that when buying these you have to look into that. And this one, on the other hand, is actually more expensive than the square end tips. So I have to make sure that all of them are brand new looking. And this one just looks like that is the weld there. And of course these tips look pretty clean. So I'm going to put this back inside like that, and I'm going to inspect the rest. And while I do so, which I'm also going to be somewhat gentle with this, I'm going to showcase you guys a tool. So now this is the tool we were speaking about. So this tool will just turn in. It's actually, I guess it would be counterclockwise. So it screws in like if you were to, yeah, you have to go to the left to tighten one and then do the right to like undo it. So basically this goes inside, hooks it in, and then these two pieces are separate, which will eventually pull out or install the injector here. So this is what I was talking about, mounting points. These ones are horizontal, while you'll look at some other ones that are vertical. So in this case, these two might be a little bit closer, but the mounting bracket, instead of being this thick, it'll be thinner, and it points out to like over here because it'll be vertical mounted. No instructions included in these, so you kind of have to use your imagination, YouTube the rest. Literally, this one just says install removal. And even the ones on Amazon that I looked at, which are almost the same price, because again, this is $84 off of ECS Tuning. I don't see an issue with it. The quality looks pretty good. The metal on it, it's actually pretty good as well. I think this is made out of billet aluminum versus like maybe the Amazon ones are aluminum or just aluminum itself. I don't know. We'll see how good it stands, because it's like 150 or so if you get like the OEM one, or the BMW tool, which looks exactly like this. It's not even BMW. I don't even know who makes it, but it just doesn't say BMW on it. But again, it's way more expensive, so this one should do for me, and I will get back to inspecting all of these. Alrighty, so I am gonna skip one of the steps here. So as you guys can tell, everything is off. I'm gonna go one by one instead of pulling them all out at once. I'm gonna go one by one, make sure I take notes of everything, but I'm gonna make sure I put this guy in here because we're gonna have to cover that, because this guy is still primed with fuel, and if you guys don't know, well, it'll splash out at us. So this is the precaution I'm taking. 14 mil inside. This, let's cover this guy up, and then, nope, did shot out a little bit, but that should help us out with making sure most of the gas that was in here. Oh, there's still a lot more. Go. Okay, should be able to work. This is pulled out, and I'm going to repeat the process for all 12 of these. This guy over here, this guy's actually been squirting, so I'm going to leave this guy here. But other than that, now we should be able to remove this small 8mm bolt, these little E-Torx there, and then this one, and then there's one more down in here. It's super easy, pretty straightforward, and of course undoing these clips, but those clips I'm gonna undo once this bracket comes out. So wish me luck, and maybe I'll sit you guys down here, that way you guys can kind of see the small process here. It's kind of tight spacing, so hopefully you guys can kind of see that and see what goes on here. So what is this for? Because I didn't take it off, as you guys can see. It seems like it just holds that bracket in, which, I mean, or it hides the cover for that bracket, which this literally has just that there. I couldn't take this off, so I wasn't gonna force it off either. And then of course I was trying to figure out the injectors. So with the injector portion of things, so you guys can see the clips here, I was trying to look at it, I was like, okay, you can't push these in, so you have to only push this tab out. The only way to do so was using the flathead like I did at first, but here I had some interference with it, so I couldn't push it in. And I remember, hey, I have this pick tool, so pick tools do come in handy. And as I can tell, it's pretty dirty in here. So you guys can see here, there's some like buildup there, which I don't know what it is. I'm gonna probably go get some paper towels, clean it up, and then proceed to take this off, because all we have to do now is just take this member off, and that should, yeah, that should be it. And then put the install tool, which as you guys can tell, these two are the mounting holes there. Hopefully you guys can see the toothpick, but mounting hole is right here. Here's the other one. Puts it on there. It will screw onto here, and then it'll pull it out, and then you can unscrew it from there, if that makes sense to you guys. And if not, we'll just showcase how to use it. For this tool, make sure these guys are almost all the way out. That way they're not interfering. Make sure that this guy is pulled out and that this pin is facing outwards, not inwards. Okay, that one hits. Then you should be able to plop these guys inside here like that, and then tighten these guys down. I will have you guys watch this from this point of view, unfortunately, but should give me the results I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, these guys are in, as you guys can see, in like that, and now I could probably focus on, okay, so I'm going to pull these out more. Oh, wrong way. Very confusing way how to use these. There's no instructions, so I got that in there, boom. Okay, that might be all this will give us. I'm gonna loosen it because since it does lock this plate in place, I need to be able to angle both of these. Okay. Now this is like you're loosening it, but instead it's actually tightening. So in this case, it's lefty-tighty. Okay, time to loosen this up again because of this. And this point of view is probably not the best for you guys. So now I can show you guys with two hands. So in here, we are making sure. Now the top is actually, maybe this might be your best point of view. Okay, here you go. So you see, this guy is gonna start to pull this out, but we're sealing this in, and then this side over here, because I rushed this, I have to pull this out, and seat this guy in properly. Okay, let me let go of this guy. Okay, there we go. So left. Again, it might take some getting used to due to the fact that, okay, this is tightening, this is tightening, and I'll probably try to re-show you guys on this. So, okay, this is on here, all the way down. Okay, that, as you guys can see, is seated properly. This guy might need a little bit more help, so let me break this loose. Can I break this guy loose? Actually, hold on. Okay, we're gonna tighten up. Okay, this is about as seated as it will get. Okay, now that that's on there, I believe the next thing is to loosen this whole entire thing up. To loosen this one, or in my case it's tighten this one, which is a complicated spot for this. Oh, that's not going to work because I forgot to take off this guy. Okay. Okay. The rest can really come out with your hands. This is not that bad. I don't think they were that stuck in there. And lastly, all we gotta do is untighten these guys. Like I said, these just needed to be hand tight. That way you're able to take them out quickly once they become loose. But just know this process will be reversed once we have to put them back in. Okay, so I put on the coupler on this one. So this is the new one versus the old one. And of course you have your serial numbers here. This actually, old one is in Germany, new one's in Turkey. I'm not sure if these are the manufacturing dates, which I'm assuming would be, the first one would be what, April 24th 2010, while this one should be July 8th 2021. So new injector, fairly new. And of course last rating for the cylinder one was 245. This one is 265. So always keep a note of all of the ones you're going to do, because after this we have to code them all into the car, which I will show you guys how to do that at the end of the video when we get closer to that process. So I'll reinstall these guys, and again, it's just a reverse order of what we did. Hopefully you guys can figure it out. I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. Okay, so after I put this on, I had to do some figuring out. So what you want to go ahead and do here now is lock these guys in place here. Okay, now that these are locked in place, you want to screw them in, and that's what is going to define where they stay at after this. Also remember, there's only one way these guys can go in, which is the exact same way that they did. And it does say like 2 foot-pound of torque have to be done for these guys to stay in place, which I'm entirely not sure how we're going to measure that. I don't have a 19mm crow's foot that would fit. Oh wait, I do. Again, I'm doing this just hand tightening everything till it gets all punctured in here. And again, it's not gonna leak or anything because you're going to be tightening this back down inside, and then the plate that's in there will hold them back in place. And if you need to, we can probably tighten this down from the top piece. It might be able to give it that small push. Remember, just hand tight. It doesn't need to be like super rock solid. It's like if you were doing your probably less than what you would do with your spark plugs. But you know, just be cautious, be careful, don't rush. I think that might be it for this guy. And for this guy as well. Again, if I try to go give it any more, both of these are solid. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that because the more I feel like all I'm doing is gonna loosen this up more. And I don't want to break that seal at the bottom. This is left, that is out. We're perfectly okay with that. Same thing with this. So we got that going. It's finishing up. Okay, okay. Oh wow, this looks so brand new to me. Engine. Let's go functions. Clear adaptations. Confirm. Functions. Injection coding. Injector number 1. So we went ahead and I got all this coding in, so we'll start doing this. Oh. Yes, I know. Okay, this means all my injectors have been coated. So in this case, we want to now... Actually, we want to... I might just prime the fuel pump. Okay, fuel pump is priming. Dismiss this message to cancel priming. Okay. And my battery just went low. Alright. We had to jump the car because, of course, this thing died halfway through. Alright. That always does that. No. You haven't heard my car that often, have you? Huh? That's your gas. Nothing is leaking. Everything sounds normal. Filthy. All the car pieces are inside of here because we had to go do some stuff to get, well, he had to go pick those up, the jumper cables. I had to just do this. So I think now the idling is a lot smoother, so like the car doesn't feel like it's stuttering as much as it used to. because I feel like before it would have like this stuttering noise where like it just sounded like there was some hesitation on the car. But again, right now it's barely learning all the new adaptations and all that, so I'm not going to call victory yet till we get to that point. Let's read all the errors.
Give her a little rap.
See, the battery just died, so of course I'm gonna have all these voltage too low. Like everything just says either systems voltage too high, open too low. I'll just clear all of that. I'm gonna have to buy a new battery, and then I have to. Honestly, the only benefit of having Pro Tool is you can buy a new battery and you can code it yourself. You can get new injectors and code it yourself. See, now it's idling really weirdly, but it's the Valvetronic thing has to like
get used to it.
And I think it's because the battery died. Due to the battery dying and plus clearing the adaptations, it has to learn everything again.
Yeah, you gotta go drive it around.
But we're staying. AFR says, I don't know, still jumping a little bit up and down. Probably gonna have to wait till like we're gonna have to warm up everything, drive it for a cool second. Probably gonna have to clear that code again, and then I'll be able to tell if everything's fine or not. Okay, so I forgot to mention one thing, and that's what I'm doing right now, which is cylinder equalization. That should only be done if you have just done injectors or if you've just done your spark plugs, which is kind of funny that it includes the spark plugs as well. So I might do this every time I do new spark plugs, and it's just to make sure that, of course, with the whole flow rate of things and whatnot, everything is as it should be. Usually the DME gets calibrated for this every single time, or I guess you can say when from factory they do this cylinder equalization. Now I'm going to be able to do that. Of course, some of the things that come with Pro Tool now. But again, I'm just doing all of this all over again because this camera just failed on me last second. But if you hear me say it again, it's just because I just said it. The car just feels so much more responsive. It feels more violent when it hits boost. I'm satisfied with what I did. One of the other things that I said to myself that I need to do when the time comes is high pressure fuel pump and low pressure fuel pump. And again, I'm doing all these maintenances because it's the only way I can maintain a BMW and make sure that I'm still demanding what I want from it. Okay, it takes 2 minutes, of course, to do the equalization. It just got done. Perfect. But again, these are the things that I have to be doing. Low pressure fuel pump most likely will get upgraded, as well as the high pressure fuel pump might get the overdrive unit because it's a rotary style. It's not the like plunger style. So unfortunately, I have the N54 style high pressure fuel pump, just a little bit more revised than that one. So, oh well. But hopefully you guys did like this video. I'm not going to post any polls. I might do another video later on for like how this car is, how it feels. So I'll catch you guys later. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. See you guys. Bye. Whoosh.